know what is important? Melissa Leo is important. Melissa, good morning. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you for interrupting the music and everything.
I know. Well, for you, I would interrupt anything. I would. You're very important to me. You're a fantastic actress, and I'm excited to talk to you.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Well, today we are talking about, you have 9 million things to talk about, obviously, past and future, but we'll talk about the present today. The movie that's in theaters right now, Olympus Has Fallen. It's the big Gerard Butler action-y type movie, and you play the Secretary of Defense in the film. Tell people about the movie that have just seen the trailer and don't really know what's going on and just see buildings blowing up. There's obviously more to it than that. Let people know what it's all about.
Well, I think that there's probably quite a great deal of explosion and one thing and another in the trailer, and there's even more of it in the film. It's a gripping action film. It's not my cup of tea in film going, but I still, as I watched it, and I knew the story, completely gripped by the movement of Antoine Fuqua's film. Just really an exciting, made-up tale of, what would happen if the White House was overtaken.
Yeah, that's a pretty scary what if. So I'm glad that it's a fictional tale, because that doesn't seem like it would be fun.
It's huge, and I'm all for the drama.
Yes. What is your type of movie? You said, this is not your typical, movie-going experience for you personally. What sort of movies do you see in your off time when you're watching stuff? Are you more of a drama person, or what are you into?
Well, now you've really caught me, because actually I don't see a lot of film. I do see screeners that are sent to me, and I see some of the films, that the Academy is offering up for consideration. The filmmakers and studios offer for consideration during the awards season, and that. I do a lot of film watching then. I do a lot of film watching on film juries. I've got a handful of films here for the Krakow Film Festival that I'm going to be viewing. So it's a very catch, and then I see the work that I'm a part of. So it's actually a very eclectic blend of odd doses of watching film.
Yeah,
I much prefer to make them. I watching them is not really a part of my the way I do it. I watch it to a purpose if I am being asked to judge in some way.
I can see that. I mean, yeah, I'm sure I wouldn't be going to movies either if I spent my whole life making them and then also watching them to judge, and for other reasons. I'm sure I wouldn't be super excited to go see Oz the Great and Powerful with the whole family or something. So
everybody's got taste and opinion in the end, and that's really, hopefully films are being made that fit all tastes and opinions.
That is absolutely
if you like a gripping action film, man, I would go spend the afternoon watching Olympus Has Fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen is all about. I've heard only great things from people saying incredible movie. And this is Antoine Fuqua. We've actually had him on the show before. He's a very, usually he does kind of gritty, the kind of cop crime movies because he knows a lot about that. Did he seem, is he a different type of director than you'd worked with before, or is he just, kind of normal director? He seems like on the crime movies he does things a little bit differently and kind of goes method with stuff, but obviously this is a different type of movie for him. Was he a different type of director to work with?
Well, I think all the directors always end up being different types of directors, and the captain of the ship is that lone wolf who really is in charge of the vision. And part of taking the job with Antoine was not only an opportunity to work with him, I find him quite an interesting fellow, but also an opportunity to do something like this. And so there tend to be far more shots to get a single 8 seconds on that set than to get, an entire scene, say, on Treme down in New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
So the way of working is different. I don't know if that is so much, the difference between Antoine and other directors.
Yeah, or just the type.
You bring up the word methody, and I don't know. I have to say something about that because I'm such an acting nerd. There's a way of having a technique in acting or a technique in filmmaking that you know what you're doing it on purpose, you're doing it with a group of people in the collaborative art of film. And and you can do it in a way that you're really just worrying about the end result of it, or you can do it in a way where you're really worrying about it beat by beat and taking what's actually happening and using that, not trying to wrench it into something that it's not actually. Having technique, knowing what you're doing. And if that's what method is, and that's what it is to me, then Antoine Fuqua is definitely a method director.
I like it. A very, very well thought out explanation there from somebody who clearly takes her craft very seriously. And speaking of your craft, you have roughly 967 movies coming out in the next year or two. You are so busy. Are there any of the movies coming out anytime soon you want to talk about? I mean, you're in Oblivion, The Angriest Man in Brooklyn, The Butler, Prisoners. I mean, and these are all huge movies with huge casts. It's not like you're doing, some little off-side projects that might turn out big. I mean, you got a bunch of blockbusters coming up.
Well, there's also the smaller things. There's the last half a season of Treme that we've shot that HBO will air at some point. There's a tiny little film that I did that's been out and about and is available on DVD called Francine, in which I play the lead, the woman Francine, who's been incarcerated for most of her life and is trying to reassimilate into society and doesn't do such a good job of it for Francine. A fascinating small little movie, and these other big things. I love to work. I love the process of what I do. I'm a total nerd about it. If I have a fault, it's that I am in fact too darn serious about it. It's my joy and my pleasure as well. So yeah, no, I work as I can. I am really thrilled to have these opportunities that I have of late to work with people like Gerard and Aaron Eckhart and everyone there on that film and the others that you mentioned, working with Lee Daniels just for a day, but working with Robin Williams twice as his wife, once as Mamie Eisenhower to his Ike, and up in The Angriest Man in Brooklyn, out shooting in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's good happy times for me.
You've got two Robin Williams films coming up. Is that I mean, what's he like you said, I mean, you take your craft so very seriously, and there are different obviously ways to act, and different methods and ideas people have. Is it hard for you to play opposite Robin Williams? He seems so wild and frenetic and high energy, or does he completely just get in the zone and become a serious actor when he needs to be?
Well, he's a dead serious actor, I have to say. He really is. The kind of research that he came in with Ike, you'd think they were making a biopic about Eisenhower. He was working for 2 days on a film, in fact, about a butler in the White House, which was another funny thing, that during the same time in Louisiana, up in Shreveport, I was in the White House while it was getting blown up, and then down in New Orleans in the White House of yore.
It's two different versions of the White House for you.
Yeah, I had worked with Robin many years ago on Homicide: Life on the Street. He came in and did a guest spot and played Jake Gyllenhaal's father when the mother was murdered in Baltimore on a family trip. And it was a joy and a pleasure to meet up with Robin again and develop these two different relationships with him, and dead serious actor.
That's great. He's one of my favorites of all time. I love the guy. He seems like just a great guy, so I love to hear that he can do it all, and he's that versatile. And you as well, Melissa Leo, very versatile, and you'll see in Olympus Has Fallen that she's not just the, serious drama movie award-winning actress, that she can get down and dirty with the best of them in a serious action-type film. Olympus Has Fallen, things blow up, it's riveting, you'll enjoy it, it'll capture your attention. It's Die Hard in the White House, some people are saying. So if you like action and adventure and explosions, you're going to love Olympus Has Fallen and see Melissa as the Secretary of Defense. Melissa Leo, it's been such an honor speaking to you this morning. Thanks so much for taking time, and best of luck and congratulations on all the success. I'm excited to watch your journey.
Oh, thank you so much for your time, and have a good day out in Montana.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.